Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hello and welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and decide to subscribe to be part of the Kit Kat fam. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing and comparing Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pen to the Benefit Brow Microfilling Pen. And just to give you a little bit of information, Anastasia Brow Pen runs for $22. They came with 9 different shades. As for the Benefit Microfilling Brow Pen, this runs for $25 and they came with 4 different shades. They launch around the same time period and they are a little bit different. Just to give you a run through of these brow pens in case you have and came across them, you don't really know much about it. They're both supposed to be water resistant, transfer proof, long wearing, and they're obviously going to give us, you know, hair like strokes. They're going to look like natural hairs when we're drawing in our brows using these brow pens. So the Benefit Brow Pen has a 3-tier point to it that gives us, it's going to help us draw in our brows and, you know, feather them in on those sparse areas that we have in our brows. And as for the Anastasia Beverly Hills pen, this one has just a very traditional felt point tip to this, and this reminds me of more of a liner. Let me show you really quickly. And so basically we would use this just to, you know, draw in our brows one stroke at a time. so I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows really quickly. On one side I'm gonna use Benefit and the other side I'm gonna use Anastasia Beverly Hills, and then at the end we're gonna go ahead and compare them both on the pigmentation, on how easy it was to use, and any tips and tricks, and then just gonna see what are the differences between the two. So I hope you enjoy this video and let's jump on in and do our brows. Drawing in my brows. You guys just saw a side-by-side comparison of both of these brow pens. So now let's talk about them. There are definitely differences between the two. I think it depends on your personal preference, but let's start talking about Anastasia Beverly Hills and then we'll talk about Benefit. So for the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen, I will say it is very pigmented, you guys. It does take a little bit longer to do your brows, but it doesn't take longer than using a brow pencil in my experience. I will say if you are purchasing this brow pen, purchase one shade lighter than the shade that you typically purchase, just because it is so pigmented in person. I don't know if you're going to notice it on camera, but it looks like a dark black, or, you know, a black brow pencil, and you know, this is in medium brown, so I was expecting it to be a lot softer and more of a brown shade, and I found this to be quite dark. There is a learning curve in using this brow pencil because it is a felt point tip to it. It has only one point to it, so it does take a little bit longer to learn, you know, how you're going to angle your tip and when you're drawing in your brows and how much pressure you're adding and things like that. This is long lasting, sweat proof, transfer proof. Not transfer proof exactly. Give it some time to dry in your brows and then it will be set. But what I do like about this brow pen, because it is so pigmented, say for instance you added a little bit too much pressure and you're like, oh my god, I messed up, you know, don't even worry. You can go back in with a small little brush and then just kind of buff it out and it does the trick, you guys. There's definitely a learning curve to this, but I really like that it doesn't dry so quickly to the point that you're kind of stuck with whatever you just did. But you just have to add a light pressure to it. It is definitely different than using a brow pencil. But I do love that they came up with 9 different shades. Makes it super convenient for people to find a shade for them. It is $22, so it's not too expensive. You know, it's affordable enough, but it definitely, I don't feel like it is very natural, especially for the shade that I have, but it's definitely different than, it definitely looks different than when I'm using a brow pencil, which I like to just change it up and just make it look a little bit more full and fluffy and more, I guess, natural. As for the Benefit Brow Microfilling Pen. This one is definitely a lot lighter in pigment. It is a lot faster drawing in my brows. This is perfect for someone who is, you know, on the go, wants to do their brows really quickly, doesn't have a lot of time. This is perfect for you just because it is so fast, girl. Obviously, there's a 3-tier point to this pen, so it makes it really easy to draw in your brows and be able to angle them, you know, in the same type of length or lining, and I really like that. It definitely gives you a really natural finish. I think this is perfect, you know, if you want a daytime look and you just want to do your brows and be out the door because you have things to do. This is a lot faster. I feel like it is a little light for my liking in the pigment, just because sometimes I catch myself looking really closely in the mirror and I'm like, is there any pigment coming out of it? But there is. It's just really light and natural. It is long wearing. It is transfer proof. It is sweat proof. I've worked out wearing both of these brow pens on my brows because I wanted to try it out and just see, you know, if they were that long lasting than using a brow pencil, and they are. So I personally really like it. Keep in mind they only came out in 4 different shades and they run for $25. So I think the downside would be, you know, just making sure you find your shade and if this is something that you're willing to invest in for $25. But I really like it. I feel like it's really easy to use. I didn't feel like there was much of a learning curve like there was with Anastasia Beverly Hills. And yeah, I have no complaints. I do love that they both have like little snaps to the tops of them. So that's the only thing about a pen, obviously, that you just have to keep in mind that you're making sure you're closing the caps every time, just because they can dry out, and girl, there you go, you threw out $20. So that is the only downside to this. Obviously you won't know until you run out of pigment, so that's the other thing. At least for Anastasia, it's really pigmented that I think you'll kind of know when you're running out of, you know, ink. As for the Benefit brow pen, I feel like because it is so light, you're gonna have to kind of really pay attention. But I'm really excited to see, you know, how long they last and things like that. I think Anastasia is more of a dramatic look and the Benefit is more of a natural look so far because of the shades that I picked. They're both medium brown, but they're just a different effect that they're giving me. So I hope you found this video helpful or entertaining at least. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below, ask away, and I'll do my best to answer your questions for you. And as always, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. It really does help out my channel. And as always, you guys, I will see you all in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye!